Well, anyway, you can agree or disagree with me. This is really your choice. But one of the reasons quite a lot of people don't like rank math or don't use it is because rank math itself is. I'll be fair, when the Indian guys that invented the software, they're definitely smart, good at what they do. My theme shop itself make fantastic themes, plugins, whatever you want to call it. But the main issue I have, like other CEOs, with regards to rank math compared to things like all-in-one SEO and so many other plugins, is because it's got so many complex things you can do. It is very easy to make mistakes with it or do things which you don't really need or do things wrong, which could then give you a ranking loss, screw your client over, something like that. I mean, for example, I had before rank math on like a test site. The site itself kept getting issues. The reason why it kept getting issues was because rank math was doing so many different updates. It's shut down a few websites. I mean, if you can handle it, then fair enough, keep using rank math. But I was just telling you that's the reason I don't generally prefer it. I mean, and for what I can do SEO wise as well, to be completely honest, I'm quite happy using all-in-one SEO. I would just, don't use Yoast in case you think going. Don't use Yoast. Yoast is terrible in most cases anyway. So your impression looks pretty good. Your click through is quite low. Your total keywords is not bad. Your average position seems pretty good so far. Your login count number four pages. If that's true, you need to get your 404 down. You seem to have a 404 problem if that's to be believed. Now your average duration time, that's pretty good. 1 minute 18 seconds left in a mock. Yeah, your session looks good. Your page view looks good. Your bounce rates it's all right depending on your niches as a whole. To be fair, some niches people only stay in like 20 seconds. Some won't. You can start to get creative. Please like below. I think you could potentially do with him. I haven't checked the site out before, but you could potentially get a guest post of him say something like this. Hey, so I'll let you. I think you say something Sudeep. You could potentially contact him and get a guest post of him. You give him one, he gives you one, that kind of stuff. You could quite easily do that if you want to in regards to Cyberpunk's interesting. Yeah, it looks fine. Traffic's. And one of the things you should watch out, which is particularly important with Jetpack. Jetpack itself is very bad at slowing down a website. Having Jetpack on a site can make your site speed go incredibly low. I mean, it does have some good features, but the slowness you get from Jetpack is something which generally puts people off with regards to SEO stuff. Your views itself seems to sort of be going up and down, so you would need to find out what exactly is causing that. For example, do better quality content, add a video, music, whatever, something to entertain people, or a video game, whatever you want. You seem to, if that's true, by the way, don't always believe the brute force attack in regards to Jetpack is quite an unreliable one. But if you are sure that is happening, then install a good quality security plugin to see if that will fix it potentially. I'm just going to see what other plugins you got going on, see if we can do anything. Let's go. Okay. Optimize, easy table content. For tracking number of post views and buttons. What is good lord buddy? Make easy ad widgets. Make all widget. Instagram widget. Uses for share. Make a simple widget. Click this way. Filter photos. Make cut thing. I'm not sure if this will help you, but when you got all these things for mix things, so you say flexible shortcodes, could you not just really copy a code from like use that one and then copy a code in for Flickr or whatever? Because you can do these things quite easy. I mean, you could just, for example, keep your Flickr short page, copy a code from say Instagram, Twitter, Flickr, whatever sites you want to do, or Tumblr, whatever you want to do, because you've got quite a lot of plugins for Mech itself, I think is how you say it. Yeah, you can do it with plugins. I suppose can be useful, but you can quite easily change it yourself. I mean, I don't know how many posts you've got, but I'll have a look anyway. One post free, yeah, it can be quite cool. Better size and WordPress fast. I don't know. Oh wait, actually, Redux is that not that? Let me just check. I'm just gonna make sure it's. I might be wrong. I'm just check this out. What's this? See, I was getting mixed with another plugin. There's another plugin you get which only works in certain servers you got, which then improves the speed time. I thought at first your thing, Rudix, was that same plugin, but it's not, so it doesn't really matter that idea. Okay, so let's have a look at your Monster Insights itself. So you seem to be going up and down quite often with regard to your session. Let's check out your page views. You're going to be going. You will generally go naturally go up and down depending on what things going on. Your on-page sort of stuff does look pretty good so far. You can obviously make it better, but it does look pretty good. So you're getting most of yours coming from USA, then Pakistan, Canada, and the rest of the countries here. You also seem to be getting quite good from Quora. Facebook itself is giving you alright traffic. I'm not sure what site it is, but you get in Twitter as well. Search, yeah, looks pretty good for your referral rate. You could potentially, if you want to, depending on what you're doing regarding Quora itself, you could potentially do more targeting stuff for that if you want to. So according to that, your best post is your one called Tech Research, I know you say it, or your 60 Google Dino hack games you must try now. Let's just have a look at your content, see what we can find, learn about the stuff going on. I'm just going to have a look here, see if we can learn anything else. But yeah, you got a free one, it doesn't really matter. By the way, Monster Insights is good enough for Google Analytics. It's one of the best plugins as a whole. Constant, Angular, guide. Yep, theme looks good, looks pretty good. Let's just have a checky, see how your affiliates look, your affiliate site off. I'll just turn off my one, see how it looks with it on. If you can, this is a good way to increase your potential money with regard to affiliate offers. If you can't, try and have it in this section here. If you have affiliates that are offering the top end, that increases your views, your potential to click through. A good thing as well, which I'm pretty sure you've probably done like me, if you've got hands like I've got, whatever, we all come, if you touch it by accident, you can get paid money from AdSense or other things. You can make quite a lot of money by putting one in this area here. The top area here where my mouse is moving about, that is the number one click through area as a whole generally for sites. Okay, let's get rid of yeah, content looks pretty good to be fair. For your affiliate offer kinds of stuff. Pretty good, yeah, looks nice. Yeah, the content looks good enough to be fair. Yeah, the content itself looks to me pretty good. Just read on your gaming one, see how that goes. Yeah, I mean, it looks good. Your site itself does look pretty good. I mean, I could quite easily read that cyberpunk thing I probably enjoy. Your content looks pretty good. Just read a couple more and see what this one's like. As someone who actually does build video games, I can agree with what you're saying. Or someone does program a bit. Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, that's a good article. I mean, yeah, fantastic, nice job. I mean, if I didn't know that, I could easily click that and go there. No problem. Good article, good quality. The content either done by you or whoever's wrote is good quality. I'm liking what I'm seeing. As long as it's not copied or copied too much or spun, it should be alright as long as you've probably done it yourself. But yeah, looks good. Nice quality content, to be fair. Good quality images. Yeah, liking what I'm seeing reading wise. I could quite easily spend a day or 2 days, whatever, reading your stuff all over. I'm not doing it in salty, it's just I read quite fast. I can read things very fast. Yep, looks good. Nice quality. Let's just check out how you go regarding the Google film checking sort of stuff. Let's go Google page speed. Okay, let's see what we can learn. Your site itself seems to load fast, but I just want to double check just to make sure from our own tests. Yeah, your site itself is a bit slow. Desktop's pretty good, but for mobile, you will, I'm afraid, need to improve your load time or get a higher score. I know people have an argument that it doesn't really matter, it's not important, whatever you call it. It actually does. If you can get your score in mobile and desktop to at least 90, you can, in some cases, experience a ranking boost or better click-through times, whatever you call it. Google itself does now use this as an actual proper ranking factor. The whole speed or mobile Armageddons, they kept calling it for a few years. If you can get your score up to like 80, 90, whatever you want to call it, or higher, you will experience more rankings in quite a lot of cases. Not always, but quite often. So you can fix this in many different ways. I mean, you could simply just install, for example, purposes say WordPress Rocket can fix your site. Probably install whatever Clack plugin you got. Install something like WordPress Rocket, I can do it, or Comet Pro, Clack as well can do it. I'm going to show you a plugin which I found which can do quite good things. Please notice, you might think this is a dumb idea, but this is basically stops. One of the things you may not realize in regards to websites, one of the things which Google does was a bit annoying. Google itself, when we use Google Fonts actually Google actually tracks what you do. Is a bit annoying, a bit spy. But if you install a plugin which stops that happening, this can potentially allow you to get faster load time. I'm just going to show you. I'm going to leave this installed. If you want to delete it, go for it. I've got no problem with that. Since it's a bit hard to find, I'm just going to. I'm pretty sure I've got it on this computer. I've got a few computers. I'm going to leave this installed. If you don't want this plugin, you find a better one, whatever you want. But this is one of the best plugins I've seen in regards to stopping Google's font slowing sites down a lot. You just basically turn it on, that's it working. It's basically more idiot proof in those cases. Let's see if I can find it. It's a bit annoying. It might be on my other computer. Just okay. I'll see if I can find it. If I can't find it, I'll go into black. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that should be it. Sometimes it's a bit. I don't know why. Sometimes it's a bit hard to find. Is that it? Also, what's my class is used by friends locally? Let's just see. I'm pretty sure that's the one. Once you've installed this one, this should potentially improve your load time or make it better from a Google perspective. But let's just double check it's working okay. Okay, let's check out set and see what we can do here. Now, you might think this is, for example, going to damage your site. It can potentially happen, but I've tested a few sites. I've had no issues. If there is some sort of problem with this thing, no problem. We can sort it quite easy by just deleting it if that needs be, or changing settings. Just go save and optimize. This should you can do different things. I don't really get into this other part, but you can test if you want to. This should in theory improve our load time. Now let's just check and see if it's any better now. We were at 59. It'll take a few seconds to load. Let's just see if we can go better from 59 to 89 now. See if it's any better or worse. You will sometimes get plugins which do things worse. It's just unfortunate how things go. Let's see if we can go better 59 and 89 in action. By the way, there's nothing wrong with your site if you're thinking why it's loading a bit slow. That's made it go down a wee bit, but 89, yeah, you must have quite a lot of Google. Actually, I'll try it again. Sometimes gives a worse speed and goes back up. If it doesn't fix it, I'll uninstall a plugin and you can do a bit of testing yourself with it. If someone shows a worse speed, then once basically Google itself gets used to your new style, it will generally improve itself. But it depends on how much Google fonts you got on your site, of course. Every site I've done it for, to be completely honest, so far, I think I'm on 6 different sites, has done better, I think, in all cases except for one, your one, and one of my other sites. But let's just see if this will work. If it doesn't work, I'll uninstall it. But if you want to keep the site, there we go. See, you're better now. You went from 59 to 62, 80, 90, and 81. So we've had a slight improvement, but it's just installing that simple plugin. Now, we definitely need to make us better in 62. The target goal for you should be to get a mobile of at least 90. Now, I respect it can be quite hard, quite complicated to get speed when you've got lots of stuff going on. But give it some time, or if you can't do it, pay someone to do speed improvements. There's lots of things. But you can see here, we've gone from 89 to 91. We've gone from 59 to 62. So now our site itself looks better. And that's just to give you some details as well, but your site itself is now starting to look a bit better. And what I was telling you before about plugins such as Mech, I think it's Mech or Mech, whatever you want to call it, consider if you can just copy in a code. I respect WordPress. One of the things I kind of dislike of WordPress, when it comes, I understand hypertext markup language quite well because I've done web code and web design, whatever you want to call it, and quite a few times. You can potentially get good results with regards to installing or coding in things with regards to doing sort of website design. Because I mean, you can copy in a code in the hypertext markup part of WordPress now, which they're doing more common. You can copy in a code which will give you, say, Flickr images, Twitter images, whatever you want, Instagram, whatever social media or other sites you want. You can copy in codes quite easy. If you don't feel comfortable, you can quite easily get a copy of code from someone else. There's lots of sites which give you free codes. I forget the name of it, but it's a really fantastic site to learn website designing or how to code things in hypertext markup language. You can quite easily copy a code which gives you a table, an Instagram image, a video game, or whatever, and it should generally work on your site quite easy in most cases. Like everything, trial and error. So let's just have a check here on your site now on things like a refs and see how it goes. And that should give you the basic idea of how some improvements. I mean, I'll be fair, your site's not bad. I've definitely seen a hell of a lot worse websites than your site by far. So don't take this as a bad thing. I'm looking down on you or I don't like your site. Good stuff. I enjoyed reading your content here and I'm not just being nice. Your content's good. Feel proud if you've been doing it yourself or you paid someone. Whoever you did, tell them you've done a good job because the content's good, to be fair. The free one should be good enough for refs to give us the backlink data. You can do things like Majestic, Moz, whatever other software you want to check a backlink data, or get information from actual Google's account itself. But from what I can see, your site itself does look pretty good so far as a whole, except for it needs to get a bit faster mobile. So according to that, you got a no domain rating. Well, here's what I recommend you should do. Get some directory links or citations, whatever you want to call them. You need to try and get your domain rating up a bit higher. Now, I respect domain rating is not a ranking factor, neither is Moss's, whatever you want to call it, but it does look good or in the eyes of other people if your domain rating is at least, say, 5 to 10 to 20, whatever. It's not going to make you incredibly rich by doing it, probably, but it just looks better and it shows the link quality you're getting from is quite good, because the domain rating that Hrefs use is generally a good one. So try and get some directory links or citation, whatever you call them. You've got at the moment 128 backlinks according to that. You've got 19 reference domains. That looks pretty good from that, comparing that number to that number. But you want to be getting your domain rating a bit higher. You want to try and get, for whatever link building you do next, just get some, for example purposes, get 10 citations. Get sent, since you see me charting, you've got India, you've got Canada, info. Just get some, say 10 to 20 citations which have alright domain rating, or if you're going by Moz DR, just go with Moz or Hrefs system for domain rating, or if you want to do Majestic, Trustful, CF, that kind of stuff. Just get like 10 to 20 directory site links which come from pretty good citation sites, and that should give you enough to give you a good domain rating. And just take things further once you got your load time a bit better, get some good quality links. But I would recommend you get the citations first before you do anything extra. Then get whatever you want, guest posts, Web 2.0s, PDFs, or whatever backlinks you want as a whole. And that should give you some good enough ideas as a whole with regards to your website issues and things you could potentially fix later on. Anyway, that's all. See you.